Thank you for joining in, everyone. In this video, I share with you one advice to stay fearless of the coronavirus. You may say, that doesn't make sense. Really, you may say, that doesn't make sense. Well, here's why you shouldn't be scared of the coronavirus. First, before I even say it, I'm not by any means encouraging anyone to be complacent with the way they or you handle the coronavirus pandemic. If I may, let me use the words of King Solomon from the book of Proverbs in the Bible. He said, fools are destroyed by their complacency. Fools are destroyed by their complacency. Now, I'm aware of that wisdom, and so I would not encourage you foolishness, that is complacency with the coronavirus. So I'm by no means encouraging complacency with the way you handle the coronavirus pandemic. Now, here's the benefit of being fearless of the coronavirus. You are responding to it at an advantage of understanding and not fear. Ask any fighter, ask any athlete. They'll tell you getting into a fight with fear, you have lost. You do not want fear in your response to anything, but you want to respond in understanding. And so, one advice to stay fearless of the coronavirus: get understanding of the whole coronavirus pandemic in every perspective that matters to you at the global, regional, and local level. Having that understanding will help you perceive how it will affect you and understand how it is currently affecting you, whether you realize it or not. So, every perspective that matters to you, obviously, finances is one of them. If you're a person of faith, faith is one of them. Socially, politically, and health. So when it comes to understanding the coronavirus pandemic health-wise, what you need to focus on is information that tells you how it works, how you can get infected, and also how to treat a person, or how to look after a person that's infected, how to take care of oneself when you are infected, the symptoms, what you should look out for, how it can be transmitted and how it cannot be transmitted. Also, the ways that are working when it comes to treatment being used for people that have recovered from it. Get understanding of all of that. That way, you will not be ignorant of how it can catch you, how you can catch it, and you will also be aware of what to do should anyone catch it near you or even yourself. So that's getting understanding of the coronavirus pandemic, health-wise. Financial-wise, getting understanding of the coronavirus financially, you need to understand how it's impacting the global economy, how it's impacting different economies, different industries, and how that affects you. When you have that understanding, you can perceive even the companies that are likely to close. You can perceive how prices of commodities are going to be affected. You can perceive which commodities will gain market and which commodities will lose market. You can also perceive the future of your business, your organization, or your company. And when you have that understanding, you will be able to seek discrete advice or knowledge on how best, or the best practices to employ when it comes to financial management of your organization, the kind of business you're in, and also financial management at home, and also how to discreetly invest in a period like this, and just the overall ways of managing finances in a crisis. This will ensure that by the end of it, you will not come out financially a victim, but you will be financially victorious. Now, when it comes to faith, you may consider hearing from the Lord what season this is for you. Getting that understanding from the Lord will give you courage to go on, and will give you direction and strength to go on in every other area. When it comes to the social side and political side, these are connected. So governments all around the world are coming up with regulations to help people stay safe. For example, the closing of restaurants, closing of schools, learning institutions, all of that is an effort to ensure that there's many more risks of people getting infected and the virus being transmitted. And so when you have that understanding, you will not be overwhelmed when you hear that a university has closed, a school is closed. You will not be overwhelmed when you hear that gatherings are not permitted, gatherings of a certain number are not permitted. Why? Because you have understand why this is happening. It will not overwhelm you and it won't shake you off your plans and your pattern of responding to it, of course, in understanding. And so you'll be able to plan even discreetly for whatever you're engaged in. When it comes to also the political side of it, these regulations mainly are intended to ensure that there's minimal risk of people getting infected. Therefore, if you violate these regulations, not only are you putting yourself and your family, but also your community and your country or state at risk of infection. Now, you don't want to be responsible for anyone's death or anyone's losses financially in perhaps taking treatment for the coronavirus and anything that may happen to that person's family if they have a family. You don't want to be responsible for all of that. So get understanding of the regulations governments are putting in place to help people stay safe and follow them. Follow them. This will help you stay safe with the law and the coronavirus. Now, when you have understanding of the coronavirus pandemic in all of these perspectives, faith, finances, the social side, health side, and political side, which is mainly regulations, you will be able to make discrete decisions, be it investing, financial management, budgeting. You will be able to make discrete decisions that almost guarantee that you will come out a victor at the end of this and not a victim. So, for example, schools in the country where I am, and I believe in even in other developing countries, e-learning is not something that obviously is practiced by majority of schools, but a few schools. There could be many, but not majority of schools. And so, colleges, universities, private schools, they're embracing e-learning. And so, while the government has said schools closed, schools are running online. This way, schools are no longer losing revenue because parents or people that are in school have to pay tuition. So these schools and institutions are not losing revenue. Now, you can't take even such initiatives when you're responding in fear. But when you have understanding of the situation, you know this can work, this cannot work. Hence, get understanding of the coronavirus pandemic in every perspective that matters to you. And obviously, there's finances, there's social side, political side, health, maybe even faith. Stay safe, everyone, and thank you for watching. Also, if you find any of this helpful, consider sharing. And if you'd like information that helps you stay safe, I'm all about researching how to stay safe and not be a victim. So consider subscribing. Again, stay safe.